everyone, I'm Vidya D'Souza. I have more than 25 years of experience in IT security and overall IT GRC, and currently I'm heading IT in a multi-billion real estate company. Today we are going to discuss a role of CISO in GDPR and CCPA compliance. So in a world where data is a new oil and breaches are the new spills, the Chief Information Security Officer, or CISO, is no longer just the technical gatekeeper. Today, CISO is a strategic leader, a compliance enabler, and champion of digital ethics. So, let us first understand what is GDPR and CCPA. Let's start with the basics. So, GDPR is the General Data Protection Regulation, and it is Europe's gold standard for data privacy. It applies to any organization anywhere in the world that processes the personal data of European residents, and it emphasizes the consent, data minimization, and user rights like access and erasure. CCPA is the California Consumer Privacy Act. It gives California residents the right to know what data is collected, and request its deletion and opt out of its sale. It is strengthened by CPRA now, which adds more rights and stricter obligations. Now, both these laws are about transparency and control. Both carry serious penalties for non-compliance, and here is the thing. They are not just legal frameworks, but they are business imperatives. Let's look at the real world examples. Uber's former CISO, he was prosecuted for mishandling the ransomware attack and failing to report the breach to the regulators. This case sent shock waves through the industry, highlighting the CISOs can face even personal liability for compliance failures. Meta, the Facebook Meta, was fined a record of 1.2 billion euros by the Irish Data Protection Commission for transferring Europe user data to US without adequate safeguards. Another example is the TikTok. TikTok was fined 530 million for allowing engineers in China to access Europe user data without proper safeguards. On the CCPA front, DoorDash was fined $375,000 for failing to disclose the data protection properly. Then Honda paid $632,000 for violating the consumer privacy rights. So these cases show that even well-established brands can falter without a strong CISO oversight. So these examples aren't just the cautionary tales, but they are the reminders that privacy failures are leadership failures. So what are the CISO's responsibilities here? A CISO can be a bridge between the regulation and the reality. So 5 core responsibilities that CISO must own. The first one is data mapping and classification. So CISOs must know what personal data you collect, where it lives, who has the access, user automated tools to classify the data by sensitivity and jurisdiction. Second rule is consent and preference management. So you can replace the vague checkboxes with clear user-friendly consent options. Track and honor user preferences across systems and vendors. The third role the CISO can play is the incident response and breach notification. Now, GDPR requires the breach notification within 72 hours. CCPA demands proper disclosure, and CISOs must lead tested and cross-functional response plans because of this. The fourth role that CISOs can play is vendor risk management. So our third parties are our responsibility. We have to audit them, contract them carefully, and monitor continuously. Last but not the least, privacy awareness and training. So move beyond just the annual training. Build a culture where privacy is everyone's job, not just the developers or marketers, but to the end users also, or the data owners also. Collaboration is the key here. So let's talk about collaboration. So compliance is not just a solo act that can be done in silo. It's a team sport. So CISOs must work closely with the data protection officer, who can ensure that legal compliance and managing the data subject rights can be done. Then CISOs can work with the chief risk officers, who can align the regulatory obligations across the jurisdictions. And of course, the legal, HR, marketing, product teams, where this data privacy comes into picture, who can touch the personal data in different ways. Okay, this is the trio is becoming the new norm. So together they ensure that privacy is embedded into strategy and not just bolted onto the systems. So how can we future proof the compliance here? So this privacy landscape is evolving fast. AI, biometrics, global regulations are raising the stakes. So how can CISOs stay ahead here? So CISOs can adapt the advanced privacy technologies, use AI-driven tools for consent management, data discovery, DSAR automations. So CISOs can also embed privacy by design. So rather than uh, adding the data privacy thing after the development, it can be just part of the design itself. And of course, stay agile. So uh, monitor the regulatory challenges, conduct regular privacy impact assessments, and update the controls proactively. It's major CISO's responsibilities here. Most importantly, treat privacy as a business differentiator. Customers trust companies that respect their data. So the trust is priceless here. Real world impact. Okay, let's take a real world example, a quick example. Imagine a fintech company expanding into Europe. So the CISO can lead the cross-functional team here, map all the customer data flow, implement GDPR compliant encryption and access control, train staff for phishing and privacy risks. Then CISO can also prepare a breach response plan that meets both GDPR and CCPA timelines. The result, not just the compliance, but also the customer confidence, faster market entry, and reduced legal exposure. That's the power of a proactive CISO. My final thoughts here: GDPR and CCPA aren't just the avoiding fines, they are above building trust, resilience, and the ethical leadership. The CISO, they are not just the protector of the system anymore, they are architect of the digital trust. So thank you for watching my video. If you feel that you are resonating with my thoughts, then you can definitely share this with your teams for more awareness. Thank you.